We talk about wanting to have the fruits of the Spirit with patience and kindness and humility and love. And I think the Allender Center and their story work program, going through trauma and sexuality and different forms of family of origin issues. My hope in this work is that I will be better in tune with the way that Jesus sees people. The more that I read about Jesus, the more that I see him engaging people's stories on such an intimate level and entering into that holy ground with them. And I just want to be able to see people the way that Jesus sees them. And I think that comes with a sense of stepping into life with them, with their trauma, with their joy, with their heartache, and being able to see and stay in tune and take my shoes off to the holy ground that is their story. On a personal note, I want to know why God has written my story this way and how I can co-write it with him in the future. I think engaging this story work in such a intense way helps to sort of build a piece-by-piece puzzle of sort of the outline of what God has called me to. It's a slow process, a very slow process, but I've seen real change happen from people who go through it. I think the lasting string through my story is a sense of my desire for control. As I've engaged my story over the last couple of years and wanting to continue doing that through the Allender Center, I'm just starting to see how engaging the ways that I haven't had control, how much that's actually very frightening for me, because going back into those specific stories, it's going against everything in my body that's telling me not to. But where I've seen growth and going into a place where I don't have the full control, it takes me to a lot of freedom. And moving across the country, not having a job lined up and not having a place lined up and not knowing anyone, there's not much that I can do except trust that those will come and those will fall into place with time and prayer. And the other big piece of stretching is just feeling young in this story work process and feeling very out of control and feeling like I have to trust that the process will take me somewhere good. I've always wanted to show that I have control and I don't need help. And there's a large piece of humility that comes into needing help and needing care in making such a large decision. I think the biggest piece of the work that I've done in relating to those around me and then back to my own personal story is getting to know the little girl that I've been so afraid to confront and see and bring out into the open. Over the years, I've just learned to protect myself and to have these very thick layers of I don't need anybody, and the little girl is in the corner and I'm not going to let anyone hurt her. And I think as I do this work, I'm confronted with needing to go back to her and slowly bring her out and let God engage her, let people that are close to me that are safe engage her, and then also let my older self bless and name her as okay. Well, my invitation and request to the people that watch this video goes from everything, from prayer, needing deep prayer that I will be able to withstand the emotional, mental, physical toll that this will all take on me. I also, just needing funding. The program itself costs $5,000, and when I started to pray about going into this program, I felt like God was asking me to give people the opportunity to be a part of it. And so raising that money financially is very difficult because it calls me to a state of, I need you. My hope is that not only would people come alongside financially, prayerfully, with connections, possibly in Seattle, but also that if they ever chose to also try this program or engage their own story, that I would be able to come alongside them and that this would spur a desire to possibly take a step as well into that. So I hope you'll join me as I engage my story in the lay counseling certificate in hopes of discovering restoration and ultimately my calling.